You talking ship? You talking ship? You talking ship? Wait a minute, you talking ship?
Right. And a rising tide lifts all ships.
A rising tide lifts all ships.
You know what I'm saying? So
Two peas.
two peas, baby. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But and so I've always really admired that, because I think I feel the same way when it comes to the way I approach entrepreneurship is in why I've started being a consultant in the first place.
And what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you as well. But yeah.
And just to speak to what we were kind of talking about before we got going here, it's important as well, being people of color, being brothers in this industry, to just get as much representation out on the screen as possible. So if you can uplift and spread out us on screen.
That's more what I was going for.
I got no problem saying it. We need more brothers and sisters.
The profile, because the idea is that people of color are not as talented as our counterparts of other races.
Or are not as valuable, which is crazy.
Right. It's really sad. And it's a big reason why I'm constantly trying to help train people technically in this business as well, and trying to help them learn how to use their intuition and their gut. It's a very intuitive business as well. You know, just the smallest tweak, might make the biggest difference, between you getting a call back or not. And I think that the more talented people of color that are involved in the business, the more it causes them to turn focus to us and have to respect what we bring to this business.
Absolutely. And into the intuition that you have, like, again, I've gotten opportunities to see you act and gotten opportunities to see you teach the acting and experience your entrepreneur side when it comes to top shelf getaways. Now, I mean, it's a travel club that you started, and I remember when I first heard about this, I was like, so if you're just throwing a party, bro, we can just go party. And then come to find out, you've done now how many trips? Like, just go ahead and let people know about that.
So Top Shelf Getaways Travel Club. You can catch us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook. But Top Shelf Getaways Travel Club, and I'm very specific about calling it a travel club because this is a social experience. It's a social networking opportunity and platform. During the pandemic, I think we all were starved for connection. Many of us were starved for connection, and we realized how important it was in our lives. And so I wanted to find a way to bring people together. Everything that I do, the connective tissue is that I'm constantly trying to bring people together and sort of elevate them out of whatever negative moment they might be having or stressful moment they might be having. So Top Shelf Getaways was that. We have private security, ground transportation is included, 5-star accommodations, private chefs, nightlife, excursions, like you name it, we got it. Getty photographers, we have film videographers and cinematographers that come on these trips to make sure that they commemorate every moment that, you can always look back on it as sort of a digital yearbook and stuff like that. I wanted to take sort of the guessing work and the stress out of traveling for people. Most people are like, I want to go somewhere, but I don't feel like putting all this stuff together. Like, finding a hotel alone will take you weeks, of like, let me see if this price drops.
Right. You're reading comments and you're saying, do I want this room or this one?
Right. Yeah. So we've vetted and done all of that work for you where you can just say, look, James, you got 15 jobs. If you want to come to this Greece trip, August 31st through September 5th, Labor Day, 6 days in Greece. If you want to come, just click on this package or whatever. It tells you the entire itinerary, everything that we're going to be doing there. We've got everything figured out for you. You just buy your flight and we'll do the rest. I think it makes it a lot easier for people to come and just socialize. It's a social networking club of great individuals from around the world who have one commonality, and that is adventure. They want to go, they want to adventure, they want to relax, they want to have drinks with strangers, they want to laugh, they want to see something different, they want to be tourists while not being, red double-decker bus tourists with, sunblock on the nose kind of thing.
They won't be out
We're
here
doing
lost.
Cool shit. We're doing fun.
They want to get robbed. They don't want all these other issues that come along with travel.
And there's a lot of that comes along with women traveling solo too. So we've created an insulated group where they can be protected and feel like somebody's got their back even if they want to come and travel, quote unquote, solo with us,
Yeah, and I think that's what I thought was just so incredible when you agreed to come on the show with us, and I'm like kind of taking a real macro look at what you have going on. It's like you've really drawn a good through line, because you also have with Top Shelf, you've used some of your contacts and friends and co-stars that are going on these trips too, because celebrities want to go on a trip and they don't want to be all mixed out with everybody, or they're not sure how to go about it. You can curate a birthday travel for people.
Absolutely, yeah. We do individual trips for people as well. If you're going to be getting 10 rooms or more, we'll put together your bachelor party. We'll put together your bachelorette, your wedding party, your just because, your guys trip, your girls trip. And to your note about celebrities and stuff. Again, what I do for a living, I have access to a lot of people in entertainment and sports and marketing, et cetera. They want to travel a certain way, and we provide that sort of way. I mean, it's bougie traveling at a discount, basically. But also, we have protections in place for high-profile people as well. So they can come on these trips, every single person, and myself included, my security, all of my staff, every guest has to sign an NDA. It's not because any wild shit is happening.
But wild shit is happening too. But yeah, right. I said it. He didn't say it.
But you've got protections in place where, I've got people that are government officials that come on these trips regularly that work in the Pentagon and the White House and all sorts of stuff. And you're not going to snitch on them for having a drunk day on a boat,
right.
It kind of protects everybody so that they can kind of let their hair down and know that they're going to be protected. Also, if you come on the trip and you decide, hey, I don't want to go to this, ATV session, or, I don't want to hang with everybody, on this excursion or that excursion, whatever, you can sort of, we act as travel concierge where we'll sort of curtail the trip specifically to you. So, a good friend of ours, mutually, Lamore Morris, right, comes on my trips and stuff sometimes, and he doesn't want to, maybe do all the daytime stuff with us. He's big into relaxing. So if he doesn't want to go ATVing, I'll transfer that money into in-room brunch, out on the veranda for him, or an in-suite massage, or spa day, or, if he wants to do something by the pool, when we're all gone from the resort, stuff like that, we'll put that together. So it's about really pampering people individually and making each trip feel couture to the individual while giving them options, with
dope.
the group,
That's dope. And again, it ties back in, and I can see the parallel between that and the way that you do your acting coaching.
Correct.
It's very about
individuals
making
couture.
sure that exactly that everybody really receives that personal treatment and gets the opportunity to collaborate. That's fun, man.
Hey, man, I'm about to have you be my manager. You
Bro,
speak for me well.
Well, I mean, man, it's just so and that's why we started Talkin Shipp, man, is because I really want to bring my network of dope friends and I really admire all of the people who I bring on, you especially, man, and introduce them to these other people. Like, this is your travel guide. This is your plug now. My plug is your plug. So, but it's funny because most people, what they're probably doing is they're going on Expedia, they're going on, whatever. They're just trying to book a thing cheapest, whatever way, and then they got horrible comments. Now, how is the tech side of things and the competition, I guess, because we kind of talked about before, you started your thing, it was the first time I had seen something like this, and then all of a sudden it was here's bottom shelf, here's top flight, here's...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, first things first, I do my best to sort of stay out of people's finances. I'm not watching nobody's pockets. I want to provide, incredible experiences at a certain price point that is affordable for the average everyday person. If you look at our itineraries, which are public, they're everywhere. You will see exactly what we're doing on a trip, and you decide you want to try to do that same trip. By all means, have at it. I guarantee you it won't be what you think that it is, because we do get group discounts. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a volume business, of course. And a lot of my trips are pretty much done at cost. I haven't done this for profit as of yet. We're just stepping into that phase of our business now in this final quarter of the year.
Yeah.
But to now, it's been all sort of sample size in order for the most guests to be able to experience it. And then hopefully this will become a necessity in your life, and you'll feel like you need this sort of, travel experience with strangers around the world. And again, we do local events and stuff like that as well, just for people to check back in with each other and see what kind of
Private
vibe
viewings we did the private viewing of
Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So this is again, it's about connectivity. So people tell me all the time, "Oh, I could do this trip much cheaper." You could, but you won't have this experience. Our gold and what makes us different and sets us apart is the people that we attract as well. It's people of a certain caliber, and this is not the quote unquote "you can't sit with us" crew. These are just people who have something to lose and want to have a good time as well. You know, we don't go places and not speak to strangers. You know what I mean? It's kind of expected that you're going to come and you're going to, when in Rome, sort of, delve into the cultures. How technology has impacted us with this company. First of all, it's technology makes things easier, right? So we're able to reach out to a much broader network of people through, sort of 1 degree of separation. Every person that's ever come on our trip, their entire timeline is seeing what they're doing with us and stuff like that. Right. And so, we try to give kickbacks to people. If you refer a guest to come on a trip, we'll give you 10%, sort of finder's fee for having them, be introduced to Top Shelf Getaways and stuff like that. It's also, we've taken a lot of video and photo content on all 16 of the trips that we've done over the last 3 years, and it has turned into us getting a first look development deal with one of the biggest networks on the planet, one of the major five, which I can't discuss just yet.
I didn't want to talk about it. I was like,
but we're gonna be a TV show from some of the most incredible reality TV producers of all time. Now, this is not a reality show about like people getting wild and crazy on our Top Shelf Getaways. It's actually going to be focused on my staff and how we curate these experiences for people, sort of a la Below Deck or something like that. So it's going to be following the hardworking people that help create these big gargantuan sort of trips that feel like lifestyles of the rich and famous, but that the mom in Idaho or Ohio can also afford to come on. And so that's a big point of emphasis for us, is treating the everyday person like the celebrity and treating the celebrity like the celebrity. And that celebrity getting an opportunity to feel like an everyday person and vice versa, and sort of the worlds colliding where we realize the commonality is humanity first.
Yes, that's really dope, because it is the celebrity getting to let their hair down, be comfortable, and not feel like they have to be super buttoned up. And this, like you said, lady in Idaho, being able to go out and get that VIP treatment without having to spend an arm and a leg, or not even knowing where to go, and having a bad experience.
Exactly.
Now I gotta talk about this as we go into the little tech edge of this, and as we start to get close to wrapping up, man. SAG, AI, WAG, how do we feel about, because that's a big, now, and I'll just say this to start it out, I'm very conflicted coming from tech and also being in the production side. I'm like, okay, I do see where it would be cool to see this thing where like I could just type in, let me see Ser'Darius Blain in Liar Liar, and then boom, now I'm watching Liar Liar starring you with your face on it and everything.
Yeah.
But I know you're like, fuck that.
It's a big fuck that for me. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about before, the capitalistic aspects of it really do start to tear into this creative, beautiful thing that we're a part of in entertainment and in being creative, and it kind of gets ripped apart when you have these big studio heads and stuff saying, "Hey, we don't care. We're gonna smoke. We're gonna starve them out." Like,
yeah.